Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nguyê, and this is my presentation for EF Challenge 2016. We're at the second stage of the competition and have enjoyed many videos sent by EF's contestants. Now, let me ask you, what did you feel after watching each video? Inspired? Motivated? I did. But how many of us have turned that motivation into action? At the very beginning of the contest, I had many doubts. The world around us is gradually upgrading, and people are constantly on the news for having found such seemingly impossible things, such as quartz and vaccines. It is a legitimate debate to say that only people with great intelligence can do great things, such as Thomas Edison and Nguyê. And maybe if Nick Vujicic wasn't born into such hardship, he wouldn't be able to display such willpower. So it can be said that maybe some were just genetically well off from others, and some were just born into the right environment. I began to feel a bit discouraged and needed to find my answers. The second day, I consulted my mother, and after reading the book on neuroscience that she handed me, I was convinced that nothing is impossible. And today, in addition to the first video, I'm going to convince you on why. First of all, we're naturally born with a brilliant brain, composed by 100 billion neurons, with each neuron with the ability to connect with 10,000 others. However, each brain is only biased towards one or only a few types of intelligence. There are in fact 8 types of intelligence. Besides logic smart, there is also word smart, music smart, picture smart, nature smart, self smart, people smart, and body smart. I myself am word smart, and some of you here may be nature smart. There is no need to feel incompetent if you're not good at math or physics. Secondly, environmental factors such as family, friends, and school influence you a lot because they are what keep your neurons functioning and existent. Different environmental situations lead to different intelligence progress. Therefore, your environment can positively or negatively affect you. For example, I am somewhat body smart, but am not given the opportunity to do sports much, so I'm not very good at sports. Up till now, we have established that your genetic makeup and your environment really does affect you. But however, you cannot change your genetic makeup, so you can make choices regarding your environment. One of the most effective things you can do is finding out what learning style fits you the best. Adam Gu, now a very successful businessman, was once a very rebellious student and did not study well until he found out a learning style concerning both brains. And there are actually 3 learning styles in the world, which is visual learning, learning with your eyes, audio learning, learning with your ears, and kinesthetic learning, learning through your movements. It is of utmost importance to know which learning style fits you the most to gain better results. My name is not Nguyê. I will not develop theories on mathematical problems. My name is Nguyê, and I am convincing you that ordinary people like us can do the extraordinary. And if you believe me, I am already doing the impossible. Thank you very much.
Great. Can you tell us what's your preferred learning style?
I am very biased towards kinesthetic learning.
And so how does that come across when you're in school, in your Vietnamese classroom? What do you do? I imagine that Vietnamese schools don't really encourage kinesthetic learning styles, so what do you do?
This is a very personal experience for me, actually. When I was in middle school, I was in a very basic learning school at Vietnam, and was very forced and oppressed into visual and audio learning. And I didn't do excellently in class. I did well enough, but not that well. And after I attended high school, I moved to LSTS school. And LSTS is an environment where they focus on personal development, and I could do sports, I could dance, and while studying, I could actually stand up and move around class and raise my hand and go to the bathroom and go and drink some water, and it improved my studying gradually.
Thank you very much.